You're listening to Mr. Suave at mrsuave.com.
Southern beat. Live life now while you're still young. Don't hold back, or you'll miss the fun. Dance how you want, jump to your feet. Wear the clothes you like, this is the Southern beat. Southern beat. In these days of crime, we gotta join as one in a new fashion with no need to run. Dance how you want, jump to your feet. Close you like this is a Southern beat. Southern beat.
Oops, he did it again. He's made another Modcast.
Okay, let's get started.
Let's turn on a groovy beat one more time.
All ripped up and ready to go. Oh, let's get ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. Get ready.
You are listening to Mr. Suave's Mod World at mrsuave.com and on modradiouk.net.
Interrupting all programs.
It's a mod world.
Italian scooters, short hair, a trim appearance, and deafening music.
Here he is, a man who donated blood to the Red Cross and they used it to sterilize their instruments. Mr. Suave.
Mod rockin' beats in the house, freaks. Alright, don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm back with a double fistful of great power pop punkish mod rock from that greatest of great decades, the 80s. That's right, Modcast number
522.
Mod Pop Rocks. It's another deep dive of sorts into some of the coolest and overlooked music of the 80s. Stacking with an old scooter mate recently, and he was reminding me of some of the punk bands we used to listen to, and then we veered into similar bands that weren't really punk, more pop than that, more power pop, but they were all very mod friendly, the mods back then. We were all digging those sounds. So I started going back through some old tunes and things, and presto bango, there's a modcast about it. That's just how it works. I've got some obscure stuff to share, some rarities, and some more familiar stuff. Either way, they're all just great songs. I opened the show with a nice slice of danceable mod pop from UK band The Absolute Beginners. That was Southern Beat from their 1984 single, It's the band's lone release, as far as I know. As always, got a full track list over on the Modcast homepage at MrSuave.com, as well as some very cool, I just have to say, cover your ears, kids. These songs over there, the bonus tracks, are cool as fuck. Bonus tracks, just the ones that didn't have time to squeeze into the show this time around, but they are definitely worth checking out. That's over at MrSuave.com. Don't forget to spell out the Mr. And away we go.
Yourself an enemy, smile at me and leave me alone. is. Well, I beg your pardon, yes, I beg your pardon. It's been a waste of time, beg your pardon. Yeah, I beg your pardon. You say when I treat you bad, worst time you ever had will not be a day too soon when you leave this great baboon. Well, I beg your pardon, yes, I beg your pardon. You must have lost too much of your mind, beg your pardon. You must have lost too much of your mind, beg your pardon. You must have lost too much of your mind, beg your pardon. You must have lost too much of your mind, beg your pardon. Beg your pardon. You must have lost too much of your mind, beg your pardon.
I could promise you the world in the shape of a girl. I could make you follow me. Pop star, pop star, pop star, pop star, pop star. I could let you be my band. Pop star, pop star. Image the song and the sound. Pop star, pop star.
Hello, this is Oliver Orton from Sharp Class, and you are listening to Mr. Suave's Mod World on mrsuave.com.
I'm wondering if I've done wrong. Will this She always said she had to leave me. She always told me she had no choice. But I'm not in her shoes in any way. It's so quiet now as we watch our past fade away. She says nothing can be everything. She says nothing can be everything. She says nothing can be everything. Someone is the third person, scared the dark in her own voice. She always said she had to leave me. She always told me she had no choice. But I'm not in her shoes in any way. It's so quiet now as we watch our past fade away. She says nothing can be everything. She says nothing can be everything. She says nothing can be everything. Ba 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 ba.
I'm the head of an evil organization. I don't share, okay, you frickin' idiot?
Manual Scan. They were the band for mod purists in the mid-80s. Manual Scan blended the 60s with power pop in a pitch-perfect way, and they did it with impeccable style and grace. Where the LA mod bands, they were either sloppily dressed or sometimes better dressed than that, but they were kind of often just punks playing really cool soul-infused power pop, a little harder and faster than that maybe, but they were either that or kind of caricatures of 60s garage rockers. Manual Scan, though, they were reliably well-dressed in the very sorts of clothes that, us fashion-conscious mod kids of the day were spending all of our free time and money obtaining. They looked like mods, they acted like mods, they played music mods liked. They were the real deal, at least as far as my 16-year-old mod self was concerned in 1983. That song was the title track from the US release of their first album, Down Lights. The album was just called One in the UK for some reason. Great song. Right before that, a reflection of its era for sure. From 1982, that was The Indicators with No Age for Love. Boy 17, girl 24, much too young for love? Nah, of course not. Not sure how this one would be received today. This is a damn cool song. Ahead of that, you heard early 80s new wavy power poppers Linda in the Dark with their take on the Kinks' Where Have All the Good Times Gone? I'm a sucker for a cool cover, and I really like this one. Linda in the Dark had a more new wave spikiness to them than this song shows, but you can hear that if you want over in the bonus third set, where I've got another of their tracks up for you, of course, at MrSuave.com. Before them, The Verdicts with Looking Around from, I think, 1981. Out of Calgary, up in Canada, the band was considered one of the best in the early 80s burgeoning punk scene. And Calgary, man, it had a pretty cool new wave punk scene with bands like The Unusuals, The Sturgeons, The Hot Nasties, you had The Inaudibles, Sandwiches, and more. And they also had one serious club called the Calgarian that attracted other Canadian bands, like the Ozones and the Dish Rags, as well as occasional punk bands from New York and from the Southern California scene. Note to self, I need to do a whole show on this shit. It's pretty fantastic stuff, and the Verdicts might be the best, but the others were pretty great as well, so file under future shows. For that, I played The Colors That track was Pop Star. Comes from the band's sole release self-titled album, 1982. They were managed by Hilly Crystal, who was the famed owner of CBGB's, and the album was produced by Clem Burke, Blondie. It's a great pop-leaning power pop album, and Hilly and Clem, obviously they know their stuff, right? As members of The Colors went on to other bands like David Johansen Group, The Go-Between, Joe Latango. One of them became a Grammy-winning producer at Nacional Records, did a bunch of Latin music albums, won multiple Grammys, actually. So, pretty good launching pad right there, Right before that, from a little later in the decade, that was Swedish power poppers, The Girls, doing Beg Your Pardon from their 1988 EP, So Be It. And just ahead of that, I started that set out with a great piece of obscurity. London band Radio with Signed with a Star. That's from 1983. Can't really tell you much more than that, but what do you need to know? You just keep listening to that one great track, right? Do you love me? Show me that you care. Hit me up and let me know what you think of the show. I'm on all the channels out there, Facebook, Twitter, the IG, Instagram. And you can always leave me a comment on the Modcast homepage. Best of all, give me some love over on iTunes on the podcast page. You can leave me a review for Mr. Suave's Mod World. A 5-star review is always more than welcome. In part because at iTunes, the more reviews you have, the more likely they are to recommend the Modcast to others. So we can share the love, man. Come on. Anyhow, don't be a stranger. Be sure to check out the bonus third set of tunes at MrSuave.com. Modcast number 522. Lots more cool, mod-friendly power pop begging to be listened over there on the Modcast homepage. And of course, while you're there, you can always take a stroll through the other 500 shows. You're sure to find something you like. Okay, here's some more music I like, and I think you will like it too. Kicking this set off with The Dazzlers.
Dream.
it tells me to behave myself when I'm all alone. I think I'm doing fine the way that I'm going. I'm surviving, living on my own. When the loneliness gets me down, you ain't gonna find me running round to the place where I think you'll be, just so you can play your games with me. I use my fingers now, I'm eating alone. Don't have to be polite when using the phone. And all the so-called friends that you say you knew won't bother me again now that we're through. And I recall the day that I met your mom, and all she did was tell me to clear the car. It doesn't matter now, I'm dropping up bars. They ought to take their mother, put her on Mars. When the loneliness gets me down, you ain't gonna find me running round to the place where I think you'll be, just so you can play your games with me. Gonna do what I have to, don't wanna be told what they all think I should do. I'll settle down when I'm old. Tired of people that tell me that I can't find a way. I'm gonna know that I'm living. There's more than they can say, more than they can say. When the loneliness gets me down, you ain't gonna find me running round to the place where I think you'll be, just so you can play your games with me. Gonna do what I have to, don't wanna be told what they all think I should do. I'll settle down when I'm old. Tired of people that tell me that I can't find a way. I'm gonna know that I'm living. There's more than they can say, more than they can say, more than they can say, more than they can say.
You can be replaced, Chicky baby.
I don't care.
Oh, day rested in the factory.
can, and I don't give a damn about your other man. 'Cause I can dance better, I can dance better, I can dance better. Hold it. Twist. Jerk. I know that you can take care of yourself, and you never needed anyone else. But you don't understand what I didn't say. I never wanted it any other way. I haven't got the world on a string, but nobody asked me, so I'm not talking. And all of them calling him Mr. Everything. But I can dance better, you know I can, and I don't give a damn about your other man. 'Cause I can dance better, I can dance better, I can dance better. Yeah, I can dance better, you know I can, and I don't give a damn about your other man. 'Cause I can dance better, I can dance better, I can dance better.
Hanging on to the thread of the lie you've been leading me. Playing dumb while I knew how long you've been cheating me. But now I just don't care. I'm warning you, beware. I'm let go, so naive to believe in love and mystery. Now I leave behind all the pain and the misery. 'Cause the feeling's true. There's one thing left to do. I let go. I let go. I let go. Let go. How about you and the things that you do when time spent away? If I knew I'd be through with you and your lying ways. 'Cause the truth is so cruel. You got me on so cruel. I let go. I let go. Let go. Let go. I 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 let go of my life and the things I've brought. I'm so mad the way you have me hypnotized. So I can't stay. I won't wait another day. I let go of my life and the things that I've brought. I'm so mad the way you have me hypnotized. So I can't stay. I won't wait another day.
I believe marriage is meant to be a sacred institution between two unwilling teenagers.
Welcome back to the Modcast. What to say about that last band? Man, they were criminally overlooked. The Corsairs, they were a mod power pop band out of LA in the early 80s. They released a 6-song EP today in 1984. Very cool record. It never got much attention except for Rodney on the Rock. But other than that and maybe some college radio play, they just didn't get what they deserved. Before that, another Canadian punk band, The Fictions, with I Let Go. It's from their only album, released in 1980. And before that, another pretty rare release, something a bit more poppy maybe, but still with some pep in it. That was I Can Dance Better, released in 1982 by The Secrets from Kansas City. And ahead of that, you heard the very bouncy, almost ska-like bit of keyboardy new wavy power pop from Cambridge band Transista. That is Roll On Friday. Band only ever released 2 singles in the early 80s, and then along the way, somewhere, somehow, somebody put together a whole bunch of their unreleased recordings that you can find on YouTube. That's fantastic stuff. Look up Transista. That's with a Z. So Tranzista. And before them, I played a really good mod revival act, Smart Alec, with Do What I Have To. Fortunately for us all, earlier this year, Heavy Soul Records released a compilation of Smart Alec's early 80s recordings, including their most famous, Scooter Boys. It's really good revival era R&B type power pop, Smart Alec. Just before that was Dirty Looks with Let Go. A number of years back, Stiff Records released a really good comp of their mod revival recordings. And ahead of that, the legendary band The Donkeys with Don't Go from their Television Anarchy album. Yet another great compilation. That one was put together and released by Detour Records. And finally, getting it all going, 2 refugees from the original UK subs. Bobby Harper and Steve Slack. They dropped out of the UK subs and in '79 organized their own band, The Dazzlers. Very mod-friendly, punkish power pop that, the kind that was so prevalent in the late 70s, early 80s, but this is just great stuff. The production quality The Dazzlers, man. The production quality on their release was really top-notch, though, which, sadly, a lot of the bands didn't have the ability to do really top-notch recording. But they did, and not surprisingly, I guess, with the connections that Harper and Slack likely had. The song I played there was Heart Drop. It's a blistering piece of power pop. Catchy and memorable. It has that sort of earwormy thing that's likely to wake you up in the middle of the night, ringing in your ear. You ever get that? The song gets stuck in there somewhere and you're basically singing it all night long in your sleep. Happens to me. It's not always the last song I hear, but maybe just something I've been listening to a lot recently. It can be kind of annoying, actually. Except when it's the Dazzlers. Good stuff right there. So that's it. That is Modcast number 523 right there. Power pop perfection top to bottom. I hope you were digging it. I hope you're digging all the other shows. Be sure to listen over and over. And hey, don't be afraid to share that stuff, man. Spread this shit around. Good music demands to be shared. That's my view, anyhow. So, if you like something, share it out there. And as always, check out that bonus third set of videos. Got some other cool power pop gems in there for you over in the Modcast homepage at MrSuave.com. Hit me up on Facebook. Give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram. You know the deal. Of course, you can also pick up the show and others over at Mod Radio UK. Longest running mod radio station on the internet since, since the, beginnings of time, really. ModRadioUK.net. Alrighty, got one more super cool song to take you out with. This one is from Norway, of all places. From Norway in 1980. This band only had one album. It's called Same Shit, New Rapping. But what an album, man. Every song is a banger, as they say. This one is really good. It's called Big Burden by the Young Lords. Enjoy. I'm Mr. Suave. Thanks for listening.
Big burden to bear. If you don't care what you gonna do when it's cool as out. Big burden to bear. If you don't care what you gonna do. Big burden to bear. If you don't care what you gonna do when it's cool as out. Big burden to bear. If you don't care what you gonna do. My father sent me out to try to seek employment. Could afford all the money that I spent, but I was such a spoiled young boy, didn't want no daytime job, just to make a few bucks. Big burden to bear. If you don't care what you gonna do when the school is out. Big burden to bear. If you don't care what you gonna do. Big burden to bear. If you don't care